everybody, it's Stephen and Walter here in the land down under, bringing you our daily report. Yes, we just finished a Mexican takeaway from Gomez and Gomez, which is just around the corner. We went out to possibly go to a restaurant, which we knew this is Saturday night in Sydney, and
No.
it was like, forget it, it's just a zoo out there. So we decided, hey, there was this other place close to us, it's Mexican. We haven't had many Mexicans since we've been here. So we thought we'd give it a try, and actually it was quite good. And cheap.
Yeah.
Well, ish. Like $16 for a burrito, or an enchilada. They were enchiladas. And they were huge. Huge.
Yeah.
And they had some spice to them. They asked us if we wanted them spicy. We said yes, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite good. So actually it worked out okay. So anyways, what are you going to see today in the video clips? Well, we didn't have any plans. We actually slept in a little later. We really didn't get the day going until almost, what, 10:30? Kind of by the time we left here.
Maybe, yeah.
Out there, and we just went wandering. Now, there was a fabric store Walter found online that was within walking distance kind of a thing from where we're staying in another part of town, which is not the beaten track for anybody who probably comes here like a tourist.
It was kind of nice because we hadn't walked in that area before,
No.
so.
Saw it, and I captured all of that on video for you to see. A lot of different architecture, different area. And what was the name of that place?
The fabric store.
The fabric store. Yeah, the fabric store. Yeah, we knew that it probably wouldn't have, it would probably cater to garment sewers, not to quilters, and it did. Although they had some Liberty of London there.
Yeah, and I almost bought some, but then I had second thoughts about getting it because it wasn't really stuff that I thought was astounding.
No, and it was $38 a meter.
Yeah, which is actually pretty good because it was 142 centimeters wide, so it was wider than quilting cotton.
Yeah, a lot. Well, almost. Well, more. No, it was about double. About double the width.
Well, maybe it wasn't because it was on
One roll.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was 142 centimeters is
It was actually 145 centimeters.
okay.
Walter's looking it up, the
45.
conversion, so you can tell what it is. And we're shivering with anticipation.
It's 57. It's 57 inches.
Okay,
wide, so.
so yeah, but no.
It's cheap for Liberty London and it's Tana Lawn and it's a nice fine fabric. I've never worked with it before, but it wasn't really grabbing me.
No, it wasn't like, oh well, I have to have this. Excuse me. So we went out of there without anything. But we kind of anticipate that. We just wanted to see. Now, we were told by by our subscribers who lives here. I think she lives in Tasmania, actually, which is part of Australia, but a distance away from where we are. And she talked about, what was the name of the store? The Logan's.
Logan's, yeah.
Logan's Patchwork. Well, okay, we looked it up.
Actually, before we came to Australia, I looked it up. I was looking at where quilting shops or shops that would sell fabric were in Sydney. And I looked it up and I thought, wow, geez, that's right close to where we were staying, right? But I looked and looked and looked for an address for the place. I saw store hours, but no address, right? And then I looked and finally they said, on another page it said, they only did mail orders. They only did
email orders.
Email orders. And they didn't really specifically have like a normal online shop that shows you each of the fabrics and stuff like that. You had to call them and ask them for it.
Yeah.
So how do you know what you're going to get?
Well, they did show the fabrics.
Oh, yeah, did they?
They showed the fabrics, but what they didn't show was, like, it wasn't like you could drop them into, you know, your cart kind of a thing and get all your stuff and send it off. You had to send them an email telling them what you wanted, how much of it, and all that kind of thing. And then they would confirm your order via email and then tell you when it had been mailed out by us through Australian Post, kind of a thing. Now, the weird thing and the confusing thing about this was this particular subscriber said she was pretty sure that they had a store, and she sent us a screen capture of their Facebook page, which did indeed have an address. However, we discovered that Facebook page had not been updated since early 2023.
Yeah, and it said on the Facebook page it was open on a Saturday, whereas their web page said they were not open on Saturdays or Sundays, and it also specified on that web page that they only did email orders.
Yeah. So there isn't a store. Now, maybe there was one once upon a time. Maybe during COVID they went out or something like that and went to completely online. It was very confusing. We couldn't figure it out. And also it was located not conveniently close.
Yeah, well, we would have had to make an effort to get out there. Yeah. And I would been a bit ticked if we got all the way out there and found out that they weren't open, or were basically just a mail order place. Right?
Yeah.
And so I did email them, but I have not yet received a message and asked if they actually had a store.
Yeah. Now, they did advertise or something that they had Aboriginal fabrics. I didn't pursue their website too intensely to see what the selection was like, because I have said this before, and maybe I've given people the wrong idea. I did not come to Australia to exclusively load up on Aboriginal Indigenous fabrics. Okay? If I came across some, and I did at Spotlight, as you know, back from last week or whenever it was, lost track of time. And I did buy some because they were a good price and I liked them, but they only had about 5 or 6 to choose from, and I bought 4 meters of 4 different colors. Not 4 meters each, 1 meter of each, kind of a thing. Okay, but if I came across a place and it had some and I liked it and I thought good price, then I would have bought some. But we're not going out of our way to hunt down these places.
Now, I mean, there is this place, Fabric Garden, where we tried to go to yesterday, but it was too difficult for us to get to.
And you see, here's the problem. We thank the people that subscribers from this area, from Australia and that, who have sent us lots of tips, tricks, and things like that. We appreciate that. That's really nice of you to do that, okay? So we don't want you to think that we don't appreciate it. However, we have to be realistic. And this comes, I don't think people realize, and I don't know why, maybe it's because they haven't traveled that extensively or whatever. When you're in a foreign city, foreign area, what the natives take for granted as far as transportation is concerned, how to get to some place or whatever, is totally different from us because we haven't got a clue.
Well, mind you, I can look on my Facebook or my Apple phone. It gives me directions by using transportation. And who knows, maybe on Tuesday we might do that or something like that. But right now, what I see online that they have to offer is not
it's
really
not
that
worth
impressive.
the whole trying to get there.
Yeah, right. So I mean, we could take public transit to get there. When we were driving around yesterday, it was really busy on the road. I'm driving in a foreign car, like a car that's a rental, right?
In an area
In an area I don't know. The traffic was really, really, really busy.
Lots of
You
construction.
have to understand that traffic signs here are different than in North America. Stoplights are different than in North America. And the roads are much narrower than they were in Brisbane, that's for sure. And I'm not comfortable. I still am not that great at parking this car in an underground parking spot. So I'm not really. Well, I saw the Woolworths underground parking spot, and I don't want to do that.
We'll put it this way. if you come to our country, into Canada, and you rent a car and you go to downtown Toronto, I can guarantee you're going to be completely lost.
For one thing, when you turn a corner, you don't have a directional signal to turn a corner.
Yeah.
You have to edge your way out into traffic to do it.
And drivers in our province, in Ontario, and in Toronto in particular, are not very courteous.
No, they
at all.
aren't.
I mean, I'll say that one thing for the Australian drivers. Like when you're trying, because lanes are being squeezed over and you're trying to get in and there's a whole line of traffic, they'll let you in.
Well, not in our country, no.
Not in our country. Oh, no. It's every man for himself in that kind of thing. So, yeah. But I don't want you to think that we're we're ungrateful for the information you sent us.
It's just that we're not as motivated
Yeah.
as you might think we should
Yeah.
be to go. Not only that, we do know of locations in our area that supply Aboriginal fabric.
Yeah,
and
that's the other
part
thing.
of the other thing is that how much do we need to get it here when we can there are actually locations in our own country where we can source it from, and the prices aren't
And get it
really
cheaper.
much different.
Oh, yeah, they are different.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, they're like, I mean, the prices that, like you got some from, what do you call it?
Spotlight.
No, you got some from the one in, not Calgary, in Regina, the Peachtree.
Oh, yeah, peach
Yeah,
tree.
and they were more expensive too than their standard ones.
Well, yeah, they were slightly more than the standard quilting.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're $27 here, it's $24 our money.
I didn't pay $24 for them.
Okay.
Now, mind you, that's a while ago. They may have gone up. But no, generally speaking, I can get the Aboriginal fabrics on our end of the world for less,
Yeah,
even with the shipping
yeah.
on them. But that's the thing. I mean, if we saw them here, I could get them without a to-do, to get there and take our life in our own hands on the roads here and all that, then I would buy them. I would buy some. But it's not why we came to Australia. And
it's just like today when we were in this fabric store,
Mhm.
I saw some fabric that I thought, well, I could make a nice shirt out of it. It was Liberty of London. But then I thought to myself, I don't really like the pattern as like it does. It's not stunning pattern to me that I would go out and buy it, right? And I thought, well, I don't really want to drag it home either. So
No. And see, that's the other problem we have. We have to fly home. We can only take so much on the airplane. So, we have to be conscious of that as well. And yes, someone's going to say out there, mark my words, even after I've said this, someone's going to say it, well, you can have it shipped. Yes, we could, which makes it even more expensive. Shipping from, Australians complain on our YouTube channel all the time about how much it costs to have stuff shipped to Australia from North America. Well, the reverse is true as well. Plus, you don't know when you're going to get it, because you know what mail systems are like. They're bad all over the world, right? So, it could take months, literally, to get something.
so like, I mean, we're not desperate for the stuff. It's nice. It's nice to have if we can find it on an easy spot, but I mean, it's not the be all end all of it.
No.
So, and people seem to think that, like this one, the one that we were talking about earlier today, the one that has the online only store, keep nudging to say, oh well, but they're open today. But that's because it shows it on their Facebook page.
Yeah, it's very confusing with it. And like I said, Walter's already sent them an email just to find out if they really have a store or not, but we're not expecting an answer back from them. They may not even be open anymore.
Yeah.
There is that possibility, because you realize stuff that's on the internet, you have to hunt a little bit to see when was the last posting that they did, the last update. Because there are places that go out of business, but there's still a web page there and it may look like it's still active. They don't necessarily take it down for one reason or another. So yeah, you have to research to make this, especially if it was 3 blocks away.
Yeah, like, I mean, there was somebody during these travels that told us to go to some zoo.
Yeah.
Right? And the zoo still had a web page.
But it's been closed
But
since
it's been
2014.
closed since 2014.
For 10 years. It's been closed. So that's the thing. Also, I get the feeling that when some people suggest things, they themselves have never actually been there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've heard about it, they saw it on the website.
Or they found it on the internet.
And thought we'd be interested in the whole
Yeah.
bit too. You know, we do a lot of research. Oh, I said do. We do a lot of research before we go on a trip. And when I say we, I mean Walter. On the internet to check things out and whatnot like that. So we're not coming here completely blind. We never travel that way. But we do appreciate you taking us into consideration and giving us some ideas and things like that. So that's great. Thank you for that. I got the hiccups. Must be that burrito. Ooh, or enchilada, whatever. Burritos and enchiladas, I get them mixed up. Both look like something in a wrap. Anyway, so we continued walking today, and it's funny. We have this problem every time we travel. We walk to some place, get there, and there's no indication that it's closed, and then when we get there, we find out it's closed with it. The Powerhouse is a place, it's a museum. I think it was an old powerhouse. And we'd been there before. The last time we were in Sydney, we'd gone there. And I don't remember everything about it, but I remember it was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought we'd go again. Well, a lot of people thought they should go that day because we saw some people with children and that too, because it's a place that's got a lot of interactive, it's kind of like a science center. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of interactive displays, you know, kids love to poke, prod, and spin things. Yeah, they all kind of.
Well, actually,
this is closed up.
It is on their website that they're closed, but I saw it on my map, and I'm looking at the map, and it says Powerhouse Museum, but it doesn't say that it's closed, right? It wasn't until I actually went, and when we got there and found out it was closed, I looked at their webpage, and on the webpage it said it was closed.
Yeah, see, they're renovating it or doing something like that. They've got boarding and stuff all the way around it and whatnot. It says construction site. More construction in Sydney. Yeah. Well, Toronto's kind of the same way. Everything's under construction in Toronto.
So then we wandered into Darling Harbour,
Yeah.
which there was a million children there.
We didn't know, but this weekend they had the Wiggles. Now, if you don't know what the Wiggles are, well, they're basically a kind of a group. I think it's a television program as well. It's a children's show, whatever,
Yeah.
and it's extremely popular. And I don't know if it's just here in Australia or if it's in England as well. I saw a news report about them or something celebrating a big anniversary at 30 years or something like that as well. Well, they were having these giant shows down there, and everybody and their kid was definitely there, and you'll see that on the videos as well. And now we were in Darling Harbour the first couple of days we were here in Sydney when we first came the trip. You'll see if you compare the two videos, a lot less people.
Yeah.
Now,
mind you, we arrived during the middle of a week.
Yeah.
And that was when the school was in.
Yeah.
The school has gone out now on the 15th or tomorrow, or on Monday. And today was Saturday. So,
yeah, so they were all
out
there. But anyways, we still, okay, I'm going to have to, I don't know what's making me sneeze. Something in the burrito, in enchilada, whatever, with it. But, yeah. So anyways, we're still, I have to keep people comfortable.
Yeah, so anyway, so we just wandered around there, and then we found a place where we could have something to drink. And we were there for a little while discussing things, and then we wandered back to our hotel room for a little while for a nap or rejuvenation.
And when we got back here, okay, I'm going to sneeze again. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. We turned on the TV and the news was on. And apparently, one part of Sydney, there's a beach area. It's called Bondi Beach. Well, You pick on it.
There's a big mall there, and apparently there was somebody running amok, stabbing people.
Stabbing, had a great big huge knife, and he basically, well, the reports are still not.
Well, the reports are still unclear. They said one police person says there's been 5 fatalities, and another one says there's 6 fatalities. And it's unclear whether those fatalities are due to stabbing, or if it's the fact that there's a police officer that came and shot the stabber.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they shot other people as well, so I don't know.
The reports are all over the place.
So,
But it was very
take
serious.
A few days, and this is something that is very unusual for Sydney.
Yeah.
They don't have violence like this happen anytime.
Mm.
Like, I mean, guns are extremely restricted
Yeah.
in Australia, so that's why the guy had to stab her.
There have been, we've been hearing reports about stabbings here. And somebody, I think it was Philippa said that, yeah, it's bad with the stabbings. It's gotten worse over the last few years, where in Toronto, they don't stab you. They shoot you because of the illegal guns they smuggle up across the border from the States and all this kind of stuff. And our cops are
well,
as
they don't have
effective
access to guns as easily here, so they stop people.
Yeah. But they had all kinds of video, too, of this guy running through the mall, and a really large mall. The stores all went immediately into shutdown, brought in customers and that, put down their barriers and things like that. One lady had a baby. The baby got stabbed. She got stabbed. They were in the hospital. They said that the cop, it was a female cop, she shot, the guy started to run at her with the knife. She shot him, dead. But meantime, it sounded at the beginning of this that there were some people who got stabbed, got hurt, but they were taken off the hospital. But then there were 6 deaths, and then it went to 8, and then it was 5. And
so we're still not sure what the final count is.
And when the cops did their press session, one of the cops said it was
5.
And
then the second cop that came up said it was 6.
So
even the cops haven't got their story.
They haven't got it straight yet either. But anyways, that was quite the event. So I got a text message, or actually I don't know what that is. I got a message from a lady that we met on one of our trips to Australia when we went to Adelaide, Nairi, and she said, "Hope you weren't in Bondi beach area." And I wrote back and says, "No, we weren't there. We saw it though on the news because it's the talk of the news right now." So, yeah.
So I don't know if it will filter into North America.
It probably won't.
It probably won't because it's not a gun incident.
And it's not American news.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't happen in America or affect America, you're not going to see it. And that includes us on our Canadian news. So anyways, but yeah, glad we weren't there. Sorry for the people that were.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been scary. I'm sure it was. Okay, so did we do anything else? We stopped down at Darling Harbor.
Yeah, I said, we had a couple of drinks, and then we went back to the hotel, and we were going to go out for dinner tonight, but then it's Saturday night, and it's a zoo out there.
And I got all prettied up and everything for it.
And we said, let's not bother tonight, it's just too busy.
Yeah.
And maybe go out on a different night for food. So we just got some takeout and brought it back to the room.
Yeah, we've had one little problem with the room. We have 2 TVs in here because this is a suite, so we have a bedroom, a living room, etc. You saw that on the video yesterday. The TV wouldn't work in the bedroom. Nothing would go on. We suspected that maybe the remote needed new batteries or whatever, although we took apart the other remote control and put the batteries into it. That didn't work. So this morning before we went out, I stopped at the front desk and said, okay, there's a problem with the television in the bedroom. You know, it's not coming on. She said, okay, we'll send somebody up to look at it. Well, I said, well, we're going out now, so whenever. And somebody did come in, and it looked like, you said it looked like they
It
were
was on,
batteries.
but it was on a static picture.
Yeah, it was on
And I
static.
couldn't get it to change channel because I was using the other
Yeah.
bedroom remote, right? And I thought, okay, maybe it's been on this channel for a long time or something like that. So I turned it off, but then it wouldn't turn on again. So
So I called down to the front desk, told them, okay, we're still having a problem with the TV set. So this young guy came up, didn't speak a lot of English, or clearly, and it's not because he had an Aussie accent. He was from some other part of the world, and he looks at it, and he tries the remote, and I said, yeah, it's not working. I said, I don't know what the problem is, and so eventually he concluded, he says, well, it might be the batteries, and I said, well, could be, but it looks like those are brand new batteries because we checked before. And the thing was, we could operate it with the remote control for the television set that's in this room.
well, actually, we could this afternoon, but last night I
We
tried
could,
it
and it wouldn't.
and it wouldn't work.
So it's weird. Anyways, he said, okay, go get another remote and be back up, and he was. In about 5 minutes, he came back, and everything works fine. Something you have to understand about these maritime hotel chains. Everything that's in them is extremely cheap. The appliances are extremely cheap. Television sets are extremely cheap. Quite frankly, it's crap as far as the stuff is concerned. However, why are we staying here then? Well, because the price is good, for one thing. We have a suite, we have a kitchen, you know, we have a washer dryer. So now, actually, the dishwasher in this one seems to be working fine.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's that. You've got this sweet sort of situation,
Yeah.
and you're not paying a whole lot of money for
No.
it. So
So, you know, that's why we stay here. And it's also centrally located. We're right downtown.
yeah, we're
Sydney.
right downtown Sydney.
So, yeah, you put up with a few things. Now, if that's the only thing that goes wrong with this room this time in here, then that's pretty minor and that's pretty good with it. But anyways, so anything else we were doing today? No?
today was kind of an easy day.
Yeah, easy day.
Well,
We're
we're beginning to wind down.
We're winding down. It's time to go home, kind of thing. We may go over to Luna Park. Luna Park is it's very old amusement park. You can see it from the Sydney Harbor, the Opera House, the bridge, the whole bit. We went there the last time we were here. Nothing was really operating on it at that point in time. We sort of walked through the grounds, but apparently now they've got a couple of shows there that they sound sort of like artsy fartsy little art installations
Yeah.
or multimedia.
Yeah, so I mean, you could buy tickets online for it or whatever, but
We're just
think
gonna
we're
take
just
our
going to
chances.
walk over and take our chances with it because there seemed to be lots of availability, which doesn't impress me.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna go walk around and look at it because I mean I don't want to tie myself up into
No,
getting
because
a ticket.
you have to book a time for it. They
Yeah.
have them at different times for this bundle, and
And will it really astound me? I don't know.
no. So if we do go over there, then we'll maybe look into it and say, hey, you know, do you have tickets available for the shows and when, kind of thing. And if they don't, that's fine.
I mean, some people may think that we are not like we're doing lots of walking and are
Ready to
afraid to
skate.
use transit or whatever. No, we're not. I still have transit cards from last time
Yeah.
we were here, so we can use transit if you want to go somewhere. Actually, there's a couple of places I want to go to still before we leave that we have to travel by ferry to. So.
Yeah. And boy, will her wings be tired with it all. But yeah, so, and today we explored parts of the city we'd never been in before. So, you know, and you'll get to see that in a moment. So I think that's about it for today. And thank you all that have written really nice comments about it, that you're enjoying our vacation. It's sort of like you having a vacation vicariously through us, I guess, and you're enjoying what we're putting out there. So I'm glad to hear that it's not a complete waste of time. And yeah, so we'll check in with everybody tomorrow. See you later.
Bye.
Another morning in Sydney, and we're sitting out on the balcony, which is enclosed, having our brekkie out here, which usually consists of toast and cheese and peanut butter and jam and coffee. There's Walter eating his little sandwich, his little breakfast sandwich that he made with the toast and the cheese. My servant work is never done. So today we're out for a walk around, we don't know where we're going. So you're gonna see different videos here and there of different parts of Sydney. We're kind of going off the beaten track, more into the the part that the tourists don't often walk probably too. So we'll see what we see today.
So this is the railway station. So a lot of connections you can make outside of the city and other parts of Australia, I think, from here.
We stopped here on our walk called the Fabric Store, and we looked inside, and they have a lot of it's more garment fabric and things like that. And although they're like 145 centimeters wide, it's still like $38 and up on most of the fabrics.
Liberty London is like
Liberty London was $38.
yeah, but it's like $50 or $70 if you buy it.
Yeah. But anyways, it's not meant for
No.
quilting. This is
Actually, it
garment.
might be even a little too light for a shirt. So
Yeah. But it was kind of interesting to look at what they had. So we found another place that has fabrics, probably not for quilters, but we're heading towards there now, and we're just seeing parts of Sydney we've never seen before. A little park on the way. Lots of parks in Sydney. Post.
I wonder if this is pet area.
Maybe. Might be a little boggy here. I don't know. Now we continue our walk. Big park over there. Don't ask me where we are, I don't know. We're here somewhere.
City Road.
According to Walter, this is called City Road. Okay? So I would assume this is a road that leads into the city proper. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. This is a mall. We're going to go into it. Broadway in Sydney, it's called. Some of the local architecture here. Smile. Liquorland. I hardly know her. So we're inside this mall, and look what I found. A reject shop. Also found a body shop where I buy some of my men's moisturizing products, which now is going out of business in North America, but is still in business here. So I stocked up.
This chick is the newest name.
This is Harvey Norman, which we've seen a lot of commercials for. It's sort of an electronic appliance store. We're going in to check it out because all you do is hear commercials for it all the time. Ooh, what's that?
It's a Samsung
Oh,
JetBot.
JetBot. So it vacuums and washes.
I don't know if it washes.
Can't get that in a suitcase.
No.
Okay, what we have seen here is a lot of these machines that make you food. We've seen a donut one, we've seen a cake one, and now this is a pizza bot. So I guess it'll take out a pizza, probably heats it up for you or something, baked fresh every day. So I don't know how that works, but there you go. Okay, so we're still in the Broadway Sydney Mall, and we're at the top level, and we've ordered some coffee, a smoothie, and a chocolate muffin. And look around here, up there, there's what attracted us to this floor. It's the Apple Store. Not that we're buying anything in there today, but we're gonna take a look because it's always fun to look in the Apple Store. It's quite a big mall in here. About what, 3-4 levels?
Yeah.
Another interesting building. We actually think it might be a hospital. I don't know, it's Dr. somebody, John King building. Don't know what it is. Just an interesting piece of architecture. Okay, so we thought we might go to this museum, the Powerhouse Museum. We have been to this before and it's kind of interesting the last time we were in Sydney. But however, we've just discovered that it is closed. They are doing upgrades and renovations or something to it. So no chance of that. But now we're heading in this direction towards Chinatown. So we'll see what we see there. I do believe when we were here last, there was a big market.
Yeah, but I don't see it on the map anymore.
Well, maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Well, we'll see. So this is where we are. And we'll look around in here.
Kind of a flea market.
Yeah, it's kind of a flea market.
Get some pretty things here.
Some pretty things. Ooh, pretty things. Bedazzled to death. So that was the market, full of junk. And this is Chinatown, I guess, right here. This is the Darling Harbour area. We were down here when we first came to Sydney at the beginning of our trip, and it wasn't a lot of people then. But this is a Saturday now, and this is probably more what it looks like, especially at the height of tourist season, or on a weekend. As you can see, very, very busy, and Crying Baby kill it. Now from here you can see our hotel. There it is right there. Skyline of Sydney from Darling Harbour. Sunlight that way will get a glare.
Victoria Building.
Here's another shot of the Victoria Building, which we showed you back when we first got to Sydney and we went inside. It's a shopping mall. But Here's the side of it. It's a pretty impressive looking piece of architecture, I think. We're in the Hague's Chocolate Shop right now, and we're picked up some caramels because I like caramels in a box of chocolates, but there's so much here to pick from. Move up, Walter, move up. This place was a zoo when we were here at Easter, as you can imagine.